After doing 2-3 such projects, we started adding some flavor to it. We made the project a little more than affordable, so we call it affordable luxury.
It's been a roller coaster ride since I joined the business.
Where people just want a home, 4 walls to live in. In Unveil, they would want all the amenities but at an affordable price.
So are you seeing migration happening from South Mumbai to Navi Mumbai?
100%.
Welcome to Real Estate Ka Real Gyan with Prop Kyani Girish Chalwani. In this episode, we have CREDA MCHI Youth Committee member Mr. Jitesh Agarwal and Mr. Akash More. Welcome aboard, sir. The most toughest question to you. Okay. You are leaving your position and you are coming in the MCHI committee member, one of the committee member as joint secretary. So what is a suggestion that you would like to give him that he can look forward for another probably 1 to 2 years in terms of his progress and being a part of committee as probably one of the main person who can help the entire committee and also the new coming members of youth as an association. I mean, he can just look forward with your suggestions.
So Akash, I would like to tell you that being in NMR, which is the most upcoming region, and the youth of NMR, you all are the torch bearers. So you all have to be the face of NMR and take it to another level.
Thank you so much.
Jitesh, I mean, you've been into Navi Mumbai for quite some time now, and majority of the time you've been doing affordable luxury. I mean, it's very difficult for me to understand affordable luxury, how luxury can be affordable. I mean, how do you make it happen? I mean, if I talk about brands like Versace, Gucci, Armani, I mean, you talk about luxury. I mean, they are never affordable. So in real estate, how you make that happen?
To answer your question, so earlier we started with just affordable. Then we realized the need that even they have aspirations. So after doing 2-3 such projects, we started adding some flavor to it. We added a swimming pool, branded CP fittings, a nice luxury clubhouse. That's how we make the project a little more than affordable. So we call it affordable luxury.
Okay, so I mean, should be probably a standard practice in affordable segment as well?
There are 2 separate segments. One is absolutely affordable, like we did in Karjar,
Okay.
where people just want a home, 4 walls to live in with basic amenities. They wouldn't want to do the expense of maintaining, even a swimming pool. Whereas there are people who aspire, like in Panvel, they would want all the amenities but at an affordable price.
Okay. Mr. Akash, you've been in Navi Mumbai for quite some time. You've been a second generation real estate developer. How you are coping up in terms of government policies, GST, demonetization, then COVID, then RERA. So how you are able to cope up? I mean, looking up to your old veterans, it was quite easy in terms of business. रेरा में आपको अलग से escrow account बनाना पड़ता है, उसमें तो एक ही account में सारे projects चल जाते थे. So how you are able to cope up, and are you finding it easy now in terms of transparency towards a home buyer and other vendors as well, or is it making the life more difficult?
To be honest, to tell you, it's been a roller coaster ride since I joined the business. So in 2016-17 when I started, that's when demonetization happened, where I was introduced, GST came in picture. So there was always a learning curve for me. And yes, it has been an adaptive journey. I've been looking into and understanding how things are working, how the government policies are being framed, and how it has been affecting or maybe benefiting the whole real estate sector. It has also been a filter of, creating transparency in the practices that developers used to do and how stringent things have become now. And because of that, it has really helped the home buyers, the other sectors to, understand what is the truth about a project. Because there were many a times in the past that people had to make different commitments and do different delivery.
हाँ, मतलब इससे एक चीज़ तो कंफर्म हुई है, स्कैम कम हो गए, ऑलमोस्ट ना के बराबर हो गए। और पहले जो हम सुनते थे कि एक ही फ्लैट 5 जन को बेच दिया, 10 जन को बेच दिया, अब मेरे को नहीं लगता है लास्ट ऐसा कोई आर्टिकल मैंने देखा था वेयर आई मीन स्पेशली आफ्टर रेरा, हाँ पहले का कोई केस रहेगा तो बात अलग है, बट स्पेशली आफ्टर रेरा कमिंग इनटू पिक्चर ऐसा कोई आर्टिकल मैंने तो नहीं देखा है दैट पर्सन or developer has sold multiple people single unit to those multiple buyers,
which has happened post RERA. पहले ऐसा बोलते थे बिल्डर मतलब चोर.
हाँ.
That image.
Today also there are many developers who actually behave in the same fashion. I mean the way the culture was probably a decade or 15
that has
years
always
back.
happened, but then there are so many new players, and everybody, the newer generation, the entrepreneurial spirit that everybody's coming up with, they don't want to get it any mess. They want to do a little work, but do it clean, do it to the point. And this is how things should move in future, is what we hope.
So every second location that we look at, or probably every 6 months or 1 year, you would be able to face competition in terms of your existing competitor who would be developing project next to you, or probably sometime there would be a new developer coming with full strength in terms of money, power, government policies, and probably all the requirements that is required to build up that particular location or that doing that project in much better way. So do you face heat sometime in terms of sales, marketing, cash flow?
If you ask me, I feel that more the number of developers coming to a location, the location gets highlighted even more, because we are able to attract more number of buyers to that particular location. See what they did to Thane. Bodwanda Road has changed the face of Thane.
Correct.
More big developers came in and they uplifted that area. Similarly, lot of areas in Taloja and Panvel are getting traction, wherein developers are doing huge investments in terms of location. In NMR, you see how Neral Karjat is upcoming, and the whole region gets an upliftment.
So when I talk about Karjat, I mean you have one of the project at Karjat. I mean, do you find in terms of location wise Karjat always been highlighted as one of the weekend home or probably a bungalow or probably a plot selling projects? Do you think Karjat will become one of the main hub in terms of residential as well, like how Vashi has transformed over a year?
Soon, with the new Panvel Karjat line, I am sure it's going to change the face of Karjat.
Okay. So the demand in Karjat would be much more higher vis-a-vis Panvel and Vashi over a period of years?
So like you say, people, that affordable is in Karjat. People who can afford a little expensive homes would come to Panvel. Who can even afford more expensive would come to Vashi. So that's how the shift happens. As and when the progress of people happens, they keep coming closer to the city.
I feel there would be a point 2 years or 3 years down the line where Vashi, Panvel, all these places will have almost a similar price point with a gap of around probably plus minus 5-7% here and there. I mean, the same situation we are able to face in western suburbs today. Andheri and Borivali fetch the same price. Even to an extent, a few projects in Thane fetch the price of Andheri. So, I mean, how it will work for Karjat, Panvel, Vashi, I mean, especially the entire Navi Mumbai, if all price point will come to almost a similar level?
See, there's a high possibility of that happening. But it is actually a sign of great development, of good, stable, income and employment for the community. And we ourselves are seeing it today. Now, the inventory that is available in some part of Navi Mumbai is almost the same prices in the other part of Navi Mumbai. For example, if you say Kharghar is almost similar to what Kansoli is. So it will all grow together. It will all depend on the demographics, the people that are coming in, the commuting, the infrastructure that is going on to be developed in and around those places. So once this Nava Sheva ceiling that will be coming out, the new airport comes in picture, we'll see some really good growth in those sectors, those parts of Navi Mumbai as well. And at that time you'll see that those prices will be similar to the other parts of it.
So this also means that Navi Mumbai is playing a vital role for investment in real estate. people, those who are still thinking that real estate is unable to give good returns, Navi Mumbai is a place, Navi Mumbai is a hub. Is this because of upcoming international airport, or probably Navi Mumbai still have lot more in terms of development, highways, airport could be one of the infrastructure development taking place. So what is the main reason that Navi Mumbai still is an investment hub vis-a-vis probably Western, Central or South Mumbai?
If you see, all the major infrastructure projects are centered around Navi Mumbai. The major bridges, highways, the MHTL, the port, everything is in and around here. The Sidco Naina, which is like a mega city in itself. We are all here.
You rightly said MTHL. I can probably take one of the example जिसकी वजह से पनवेल का prices बढ़ सकता है, उल्वे का prices can see and spike. But all this while people are talking about development of this side, no one is talking about price hike towards South Mumbai. I mean, it's the same MTA, it's the same bridge which will connect from South Mumbai to JNPT. तो सब लोग JNPT का development का बात कर रहे हैं, but no one is talking about South Mumbai being, I mean, उसके prices बढ़ जाएंगे, it will be easy to commute. I mean, why?
Say prices already बहुत बड़े हैं and already selling high.
Okay.
There will be a time when people will be liquidating from there and maybe thinking about moving in a bigger space at a lesser price point in this space of Mumbai.
But what about the community? What about the gentry? I mean, residential is all about living in a community, living with that family. Probably there are few families I have heard, they have spent generation in one home. Generation to generation, they have passed on their ancestors' home as well. And they've been staying quite happily and they don't want to move out.
Well, that is hardly 2% of the whole population. And then we're talking about whether the mass is affected on this. And when looking at the masses and the price at which they're getting 100 square feet over there, they might get around 300 square feet here. So there's a difference of that. And everybody thinks about commuting is a different thing, but in the end, you got to get back home and have some space to.
So are you seeing migration happening from South Mumbai to Navi Mumbai?
100%. The urban Indian wants a community living. They need facilities. On the weekend, he wants to enjoy his amenities.
So that is available in South Mumbai as well, though it comes with a huge price.
There are very few projects which have the amenities inside the community.
Okay.
You would probably have to go to club to enjoy the same facilities. Whereas the new projects in Navi Mumbai would have all those facilities in-house.
Akash, have you listed down certain vision for yourself as incoming joint secretary for CREDA MCHI Youth, that this is what you would be doing in near future to make association much more strong and inspire? You can be one of the inspiration where more youth developers can come and associate with this association.
To be honest, I got to know about this before we started the session. But we were already discussing these things and the roles and responsibilities and all of that are to be looked after. But apart from that, my major motive would be to give maximum time that I'll be able to dedicate for this new endeavor, as well as bring on board and inspire a few other developers in my community that are still hesitant on being a part of an association, working around in an association. Because, of course, everybody has their own reasons and their own business things. But yeah, it is something that I would like everybody else to be a part of and bring a few more people.
So I would like to congratulate Akash for his new endeavor and new position in CREDA MCHI Youth. And I would like to thank Mr. Jitesh for his service during his tenure. He's done a fantastic role and has inspired many youth to become part of this association. Stay tuned and continue watching this episode. And don't forget to register if you are one of the developer and a youth second generation or a third generation. Don't forget to register and be part of CREDA MCHI Youth. Thank you so much.